everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Maven Getaway. I'm Desiree Estelle here on YouTube, and today is Stash It Monday, where we encourage you and inspire you to use up your stash. So I have this photograph of my family and I, and it is from last year where we went looking at Christmas lights. I've already documented pretty much this story in their December daily. However, I definitely wanted this picture of us as a family in their 12 by 12 album. So I'm not going to do any journaling on this layout. It's going to be pretty much the focus of just the picture. So I knew my starting point was going to be these using cut files, and I got this one from the Paper Issues. They offer a lot of free cut files, and I really like this one with the wonky trees. And you've probably seen this technique a million times. It's where you take a cut file and then you back it up with pattern paper, which seems really simple, right? Not for me. I am not good at it. I've only done it a couple times, and I have the hardest time trying to do a technique that seems like it should be really easy. And that is just tracing the pattern paper and then gluing it down and making sure everything's lined up. And I always can never get it lined up while I have adhesive on it. And I always end up with extra paper that needs to be trimmed down around the cut file. So here I am just tracing it, and I decided for the patterns for the trees I wanted each of them to be different, so that way I can pull different colors for this layout. So I'm just using the scratch papers that I had, so that way I didn't have to cut any of the 12 by 12 papers. And the papers that I'm using are made by Lawn Fawn, and it's their Christmas collection from a couple years ago. Now, one thing that also helped me to decide to do my starting off point as being cut files is Lawn Fawn doesn't offer any die cuts or ephemera pack, at least that I know of. And I mean, they're always known for their stamps. They always have these beautiful stamps. So whenever I have any type of collection that maybe doesn't sell ephemera pack, or I have no stickers to go with it, which in this case I didn't have stickers as well, the best way to do that is having a die cut machine or of some kind, whether it's an electronic one or like using a Big Shot with some dies, or even if you have punches, that kind of helps create ephemera for your layout. Alright, so there's my trees, there's my photo, and I'm just doing the simple matting technique to go around my actual photo. Now, originally I was going to do some white cardstock, however I haven't worked with white cardstock in a while, so I decided to use that black and white polka dot pattern. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in a minute, but I want to talk to you about the trees. So the trees were looking a little bland, and I wanted to just kind of spruce it up a little bit with some Heidi Swapp Gold Shine, so that way it looks like almost like there was Christmas lights on them because of the shimmer of the Heidi Swapp. And now I'm going to work on my title, and the title I wanted to use these gorgeous Fitzgerald gold foam thickers, and my title is going to be Merry and Bright. I know, original, right? I actually looked through my the sticker book that's full of Christmas stickers to help me with my title, because I was like, I don't even want to think right now at this point. Okay, sorry about that. I had a text that just came in. So here I am just moving it around, and I am putting it on the top, and I like it there, and then I put it on the trees, and I thought, ooh, that's cute too. I originally thought I was going to put it above the trees, and now I'm liking where I'm putting it in every spot, and I'm getting a little indecisive. And so there's even some white space that was on my photo, and I'm going to put it here in a second. I'm like, oh, I could put it there too. So I'm getting overwhelmed, and I'm just going, something still though is just bothering me, and I can't figure out what it is. And I'm looking, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what it is? This background is too dark. Like, the photo's dark. You can tell it's at nighttime. I need something to brighten it up. However, I don't want to go through my stash in my room. I don't want to start trying to figure out now another piece of paper. So I just look on my workspace, and I have this packaging just sitting there. I'm like, that will work. And so I'm going to trim it down to give me a better idea if this is what I want to use. And I really like it once I put that up against the white trees. It does actually brighten it up, but I don't like it. It just looks like it's not supposed to be there. It's almost like I forced it on there. So that's when I finally turn off the camera and say, all right, I have to just go through my stash and see what I can find. And I think it's about time that I use this paper up that has been sitting in my stash for 18 years. It is gorgeous. I have been hoarding it because it's so beautiful and the camera does not do it justice. It is basically almost like craft cardstock, but yet the veins of the paper, and I don't know how else to describe it except for seeing veins, it looks like there is shimmer on it, but it's very, very faint. It's just like, and it's not even shimmer really, but it's obviously another color on top of that craft, but it's very hard to see. And then there's like ink splatters, like Heidi Swapp Shine with some texture sand or something on it, splattered all over this cardstock. So it's beautiful. And then that's when I was like, this is it. This is the paper I want to use that's going to brighten up this layout. So I used that, and then I decided to move the trees down. I felt like they were just kind of floating there on the layout, so I wanted to have them grounded, and then I'm going to layer that over, or layer the trees over with some a branding strip from that same Lawn Fawn collection. The next I had these thickers that I remembered, and I wanted to use them for the part of the title. They're chipboard, they're Lullaby. I got them at TJ Maxx. They don't even stick on a sheet. They're all like crumpled up in a ball. And went through my letters, and that's what's going to spell Marion Bright. But I had all these dots, and this particular font had a bunch of periods that included in, which, you know, I like punctuations, but who does a title that's a sentence? So I have all these, you know, periods that are just sitting there, and I thought, why not have it as ornaments on the tree? And so, and one of them's going to be garland and the other one's going to be ornaments, and I like that. So I'm not gluing anything down. I'm just kind of putting the title together so that way you see. And then that's pretty much it. I'm going to glue it down afterwards, and I'm going to call this layout done. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope I inspired you to use up your stash, and you all have a great day. Bye.